Hey guys, I'm Bronson, and today I'm gonna do a just a quick run through of Legend Story Studios, the company that makes Flesh and Blood. So, to start off, I'm just gonna go to their homepage. Hey, that's how you learn, right? Let's go to the homepage. So, right off the bat, oh my gosh, this is breathtaking. Like, look at that artwork. Like, they didn't even have to color it in. Like, they were like, nah, looks badass enough. Let's just leave it like it is. And just put, like, Legend Story Studios in the middle. Perfect. Like, I really like this graphic. I know I'm, like, geeking out too much, but holy cow. Like, you've got some sort of, like, Jeffrey Giraffe, like the Toys R Us guy here, and he's, like, doing some magic with his cards. Oh my gosh, it looks really cool. And then we got some like little woodland creatures, and got a little cactus, and oh man, just a lot going on. I really like the artwork on their homepage. Good job, guys. But let's go to the section that we really care about to learn who they are, the About section. Legend Story Studios is a game design, development, and publishing studio based in New Zealand. Cool. On a mission to change the global trading card industry. It's gonna be tough. Let's see. So, trading card games are an incredible medium, bring people together, community, force powerful stuff, transcend barriers, age, race, religion, gender, and even spoken language, common language playing the game. Cool. Hey, if there's any time in the world that we need it, it's right now. We need something that will, bring everyone together and just, make everyone happy. You can always do that. All right. So, in our wonderful world of breathtaking technology, we believe that the need for local communities forging friendships and yeah, and blah 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 blah. Local game store owners and staff around the world who work hard to provide welcoming environments for local TCG communities to exist. So what I'm gathering here is these guys are like hardcore nerds. They love their local game store. They felt that magic and they felt that, belonging, and they want to spread it. They see that, you know, it's not that common because of this breathtaking technology. I bet they see that people have gone away from the local game stores, so they want to say, "Hey guys, like this is still important. This is cool." Okay, I get that. I like that mission. Okay, it's still their mission to create value for local game stores so that they may continue to support common language of playing great games in their stores for generations to come. Hmm. Now, everything else I've read so far, and I might be really diving deep in this, but listen to this. They said, it is our mission. Everything else was just saying, hey, this is a world full of technology. Local game stores aren't around as much. We want to be really good at making a trading card game. But this statement right here, create value for local game stores. I think value is the key word, so that they may continue to support the common language of playing great games. I think the point I want to make here is that I want to see in the coming years as this game progresses, because currently Flesh and Blood has just made its landmark. It's pumping along and they're growing at a rapid rate, which is great. They're saying they want to create value for local game stores. I want to see how. Like, how are they going to make them profitable? Because local game stores, did they do? They are profitable from selling the booster boxes, holding events and what have you. But there's an ever growing just number of expenses that these game stores have to account for, and then the lack of demand of going to stores, especially what's going on. So that's what I really like to see, and I know they can do it, and I know this company's smart. They're probably already doing this, but we don't even know. Gives you something to think about. All right, so finally on to the last sentence. Our belief in the value of local communities goes right to the heart of the product design. That's cool. So basically, they say, hey, we care about our product. We don't make crap. Every time people come together in the flesh and blood to play our game, we achieve our goal. That's great. So it seems like I'm gathering two things. In the beginning, oh yeah, we already went over the beginning. That's just explaining how things are currently. But this is important mission to create value. We'll see how they create value for the local game stores. And then our belief in the value of local communities. So they want to make a great product, but also make it so it has monetary value and is very profitable for the stores so that people can play their game. And I feel like they really grasp the concept that this is a trading card game. People need to play it. And the place you play it is at a store. So if the store is unprofitable, then people aren't going to be playing your game. So it's kind of like a constant cycle of like more stores, more people playing, and that way. So that's what I gather with the whole Legend Story Studios and what they're about. Let's go to the Flesh and Blood site now and analyze this. All right. So this is the About Us page for Flesh and Blood. So it's about them, but about them making this game. Let's see. The pendulum swings. A return ye old times past approaches. In a time of conflict, people will come together once more, united by fables and ancient legends. Coming together. Yep, we heard that before, haven't we? Never before seen game system that reduces variance, rewarding good decisions, not good luck. I like this. I like this because they have done this where they made it so you don't get into a situation where you just can't play any of the cards you have. You always can play things, and there's always a mental game of what your opponent has and what they can do, and what cards you have and what you can do, and what cards you can play at a certain time. So this is very true, and it is highly interactive. Every game, no mulligan required. That's really helpful. Mulligans suck. Has a 100% fresh resource system under pining an innovative combat dynamic, which has been rigorously tested by competitive TCG fanatics. Cool. Will challenge the fundamental laws of TCG card evaluation, deck building philosophies. Yeah, no, it's original, but from what I see, or as close to it. So basically, so what we've read so far is they want to make a really great new game that's fresh. Awesome. So, a new level of TCG Craftsman with no detail overlooked. Flesh and Blood is for collectors and connoisseurs. Ooh, ooh, getting the spicy part. Connoisseurs of fine things created by people who value collectability and support the existing thriving secondary card market. Wow. Okay. So basically they were like, hey, let's do this fluff in the beginning, so then they stop reading. So this is the very important part of this. Flesh and Blood knows, or Legend Story Studios, who creates Flesh and Blood, they know that the cards that they create are cardboard and they have to have value. And I think this really goes back into what their mission statement was to create value for the local game stores. How they're going to do it with the secondary market, that's my main question. So like I know obviously the stores are going to open the boxes or have people open the boxes, and then people are going to sell their cards to the store and vice versa, but I think there's something else going on in the background. Don't know what, just what they say on their site. So that's really good. And it's really good. My second point I want to make is it's smart that they're realizing that a secondary market exists and that that's what people are going to do with their cards. And they realize that all the card games before them, like playing card games aren't special. It's like they they're only special when people put like feeling into them, and then the price of the cards go up in value. But all the dead trading card games before their time, the reason why they died is because the secondary market wasn't there. So that means the stores wouldn't sell their products, people stop buying their products, card game dies. So they're smart on that. Let's read further. A global organized play program that returns to the fundamentals of tournament play. Cash prizes tournaments will be run throughout the year, leading to the pinnacle of tournament play for the national and world championships. Formats, spinning, sealed deck, booster draft, constructed, blah, 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 blah. Challenging and everything. See you soon in Flesh and Blood. Okay, so this basically says, hey, we want to create a community. We want to create hype for people who are like also serious about, you know, progressing and becoming, really good at the game. Um, my take is that they are a very smart company who knows their market. They have a niche, and I feel like they're thriving because they have that niche. This isn't like some Pokemon or some like Beyblades. This is like some hardcore shit. This is flesh and blood. Like this is like this just their name is like super badass. So I feel like they're going for that vibe. They're getting that older generation, their older crowd, because they realize that the super nerds, you know, they start when they're, teenagers, and they like this kind of stuff, and so do older nerds. Um, so they know their niche, and not many card games have this niche where they're pretty hardcore, but not too hardcore, where it's like it the focus is all the way to just like, hey, let's make some really like raunchy artwork. No, this is, it's hardcore, but it also has a great strategy aspect to it. And when you combine both of those in conjunction, and that just makes a really great card game. And when you have a really great card game and a really great secondary market, because they know how to make it just enough cards into the market to where they devalue, it just creates a perfect synergy. I don't know. I would like to have seen. I think my biggest concern and my biggest question to them would be, how are you going to help the local game store? And I've said it earlier, but I'll expand a little bit more, because basically, local game stores, let's just say there's a booster box of Flesh and Blood, and it retails for $95. That game store is probably only going to make $10 if they are lucky, or like 10%. So you have to ask yourself, like, with the labor and the retail store and all this stuff, how are they going to make the money? And yeah, I mean, the only way I see currently is if they take like Fenel's Tunic, right? The $200 to $300 card in Welcome to Wrath, and they just print like, I don't know, a stack of 50 and give it to the shop. Like, here, thank you for, supporting our product. Good luck with this. And like I mean, that would definitely do it. Is that what they're gonna do? I'm not saying they will. I don't think they will. They're pretty smart, but there has to be some sort of incentive like that. I could see I could see in the future. I'll make a prediction too, and then I'll wrap it up. So and I know no one's listening, so I'm just gonna go like crazy on this shit. Uh, they're probably gonna make something else like a cold foil, but even specialer, and say like, hey, this is like a store card, and what is it? And then have like a super limited print run, and maybe not disclose it to the public, and have the public figure it out and be like, "Oh wow, what is this?" I didn't know about this, and I didn't know it was this rare. And the reason I think this is because of their Go Bananas card. So one of the first promo cards they had was this Go Bananas, and now it's $60 online. Um, I wonder if that's over or underpriced. I don't know, but that is probably what they're gonna do. And if that's what they're gonna do, I think it's smart. And yeah, and it would be cool if they did something other than cold foil. Cold foil is really cool. And I guess the way they would do it is they do new types of cards. And to put an example of this is if you see Magic the Gathering and you look at Judge foils. Oh my gosh, those things go for a ton because they printed them for the judges and say, "Hey, here's a thank you gift," and there's a low print run. I think Flesh and Blood is going to do something very similar to that, but for only local game stores, so that they can rack up that cash and get people coming in, play more Flesh and Blood. That's my analysis. Really like the company, really like Flesh and Blood, and we'll see what they do next. Later.